Land. Super Mario Land. Yep, this is the actual title screen. I didn't remove the music. There is no music. There's no menu either. No saves, which means no loads, no settings, no high scoreboard, no nothing. Since this was a launch title for the Game Boy back in 1989, I decided to keep this video black and white, but I promise my future Game Boy videos will be captured in color. We start in pretty typical Mario style. There's blocks, pipes, and mushrooms, but shit gets weird pretty quick. Koopas blow up, giant bugs try to kill you with arrows, Easter Island statues try to squish you and trample you, robots throw their heads at you, and ancient Chinese zombies try to eat you. Some enemies are just snakes, spiders, and fish. Every boss but the final two can be avoided and destroyed with a switch, or they can be taken out with super balls, or in the case of the two auto-scrolling levels, torpedoes and missiles. And no, I didn't mean to say fireballs. Flowers in this game cause Mario to shoot big, bouncy, deadly... The star still gives you invincibility, but instead of the iconic... we get... the fucking can-can. Most of the music in this game is actually pretty good, but why use the can-can for star music? Den of Geek has a pretty good article on the subject, suggesting that a lack of connection was very likely the point. Since Super Mario World was in development at the time, and the market for the Game Boy was yet to be determined, perhaps Nintendo wanted to play it safe with their most iconic character and franchise. If it's true, I'd call it a case of overly cautious corporate logic. You want to use the Mario name so it'll sell, but you don't want it to be too much like Mario in case it deters people from buying the next one on console? I don't think most fans are that daft. I mean, Hey Pikmin looks like hot garbage, but I'm still excited for Pikmin 4. Anyway, rather than the Mushroom Kingdom, this game takes place in Sarasa Land. You're trying to rescue Princess Daisy in her first appearance, and Shigeru Miyamoto, the creator of Mario, had nothing to do with the project. Instead, the lead designer was Gunpei Yokoi, who created the Game & Watch handhelds, invented the D-pad, and designed the Game Boy, among other things. There are 4 worlds in total, and you can run through them all in about 45 minutes. When you make it to the 3rd level of the first 3 worlds and take out the bosses, you open the gate and find what appears to be the princess. But there's a problem. Look, it's Daisy, how convenient, but she looks a little different. Something's wrong here. Oh shit, that's not Daisy, that's a bug that was disguised as Daisy. That's not Daisy either, that's an octopus that looks like Daisy. This one looks a bit more like her, but it's actually a spider. When you get to the end of 4-3, you have to kill this cloud guy. Then the real boss appears. He's an alien, and he's pretty easy. After you beat him, you find the real Daisy and you fly off in a plane together. Roll credits! But wait! After the first go-round, you get back to the title screen and see a Mario head by the start button. This is your New Game Plus! I thought that was pretty cool as a kid because it was easier to get high scores, and the levels aren't much more difficult, as long as you don't just fall into holes a bunch like a dumbass. There are mostly just more enemies, like these guys. What are these things called anyway? And is there a plot to this game? I still have the original instruction booklet, so let's check that out. Looks like those guys are called pom-pom flowers. A lot of these enemies have Japanese sounding names. Except Fly. It's just a big ass fly. As for the plot, apparently a huge black cloud appeared in the sky over Sarasa Land one day, and Tatanga, otherwise known as the last boss, appeared and hypnotized everybody. Now he wants to marry Princess Daisy and make her his queen. That's pretty much it. So did he hypnotize her too or not? If he wanted to marry her, why keep her captive? Just make her say yes and dip. There are more questions than answers here, but there are a whole different series of events in the freaking comic book that came out in 1990. A plot synopsis on the Super Mario Wiki says that some low-life kid in New Jersey named Herman stole a Game Boy at his job, Lev's Electronics, and the monsters magically pop out of there to try to take over Earth. Tatanga used his mind probes and found Herman's weak-ass mind to be a perfect beacon to the planet. Then he tells Daisy that he plans on straight-up killing Herman, but she convinces Tatanga to keep him for questioning. Some other kid who visited the store earlier ends up summoning Mario out of the Game Boy. Mario defeats Tatanga's guys, Tatanga gets pissed and activates his warship, but Daisy convinces him just to go back to Sarasland while Mario hops back in the Game Boy, right before police arrive. Holy shit! Daisy is a master negotiator. She convinced Tatanga to spare 2 people he was absolutely going to kill, and just leave a planet that he was going to conquer. No telling how many people were killed or injured by his minions, though. And what the hell are these kids going to tell the police? They're boned! Forget the plot, just step on things and get coins.